more of the shops, local shops here. It's just a little shopping centre, not much here really. They've got the general store, or they say in the Philippines a sari-sari store basically, and a bakery. Then there's a little, what used to be a chemist shop, it's now a little medical centre, and there's a newsagent right on our corner. A couple of businesses selling sheds, garages, that type of thing. You can get 20% off kits there. There you go. A nice little greenhouse. So we come up to the Bundamba Friendly Grocer. It's the sari-sari store with the graffiti on the side of the wall. Wonderful graffiti. Put here by the local punks. And not caught by the police, but there you go. Just walking past the local shops. We went to buy a local bread and couldn't get one, so the machine was broken down, but that's life. And here we are, just at our corner here. There's a bus stop on one side of the street, but not on the other, so if you want to go to Goodney you can, but if you want to come back you can't. And that's the local news agents. So here we are, heading up Rayside Road, which is where we live. It's an oldest style veranda fence. Not a very old house, but reasonably so. Maybe, oh yes, maybe 1890s actually, I think, because of the architecture, the style of the building inside behind that fence. Just going up there and getting a couple of views of houses along our street. A little business over here. I think it's a metal fabrication business. It's once subjected to quite a large fire over here, but still here. A few people out actually walking, a couple of more elderly people with walking sticks. Need walking sticks because they're walking, and there's someone walking their dogs. This is Tibbet Street. There's the Bundamba racecourse where we walk down the bottom end of this street. Lady walking here. For my transport enthusiasts, this is a bus stop that unbelievably, if you can't get off at the local stop, it's only got a bus stop on one side of the road, you have to come all the way down here. It's quite some distance. It's about 150, 200 metres or more. So too bad if it's a hot day or it's raining. Good morning. Just time for that little walk and do a different one tomorrow perhaps.
Yeah.
corner of Naomi Street and Rayside Road. And there's our local bus stop, as I said before, where there's a bus stop on one side of the street but not on the other, even though it's a two-way bus service. Anyway, we go for a walk down past the high school where our daughters attended. We'll show you that in a moment. Across Thompson Street where we went yesterday on a little walk. We're heading down towards the high school. There's a little bit of bushland there and a couple of vacant areas going to become developed eventually. And Naomi Street continues on towards Blackstone, and eventually if people wanting to drive into Ipswich go that way. And we're heading now through Barclay Street and gradually we're heading home. That house would be from the 1890s, going by its style, and a lot of new houses, and a couple of older style houses here as well as dogs, plenty of those. There's another one of the very old houses that obviously needs repairs, renewing or whatever of the roof. Once again, as I say, these often date back to that period around the 1890s when this area must have been settled, and it was originally largely a farming or market garden type of community, I understand. And there's yet another one of the old style homes, and of course these are 1980s period houses here, especially this one over here, this brick, date from that period. Tiny bit of bushland still exists over here, and we're heading along Barclay Street. Towards where our home. And I was going to show this little home here. Actually, this is the one. Here's the one that has a couple of figures still here, and the house next door was put on his block after the man died. I interviewed him when I was working for Roy Morgan Research, and you can see these figures. It's like a butler and a maid or something of that nature. And the man was from England, and he had a Tudor style appearance to the wall there, and a little griffin actually as well, as you would find in England. A couple of townhouses for sale actually too. There we are, there's a general view of, and there's a Lynn and Susan Miller Park, which is very exciting, isn't it? Vacant land. Just saying, a little bit of bushland still existing. I'm heading up towards a new housing estate and eventually to the water reservoir and then down to our house. The walks we do, this is the third one I've put on the video, are about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so, and they're roughly 2 kilometres in length. That Barclay Street continues over the highway, the Cunningham Highway, and we're heading now into this new estate, some of which, some few years ago, was houses and, street lights and so forth, and no houses. It was an unusual situation. And Lotta's niece Griselda came out from the Philippines at the time. We went for a walk through here and she was quite amazed that this type of situation would exist. And now the houses are developing right along the street, and these small streets.